morning, everyone. I'll present GMIN Ventures. We're building the Tocantinzinho project in Brazil, which is slated to be the third largest primary gold mine in Brazil. We're currently fully funded, having completed our project financing package in July. And we've built in a $43 million cash buffer in our financing package, so we're well funded to go through the construction phase. Is that for me to do?
No. I guess it was on the podium here.
Okay.
Please carry on, yeah.
So our team has built several mines in South America over the past, so we have a very good team to execute on the project that we're currently building. Our management team and board are fully invested in the company, having a strong equity ownership, so we're fully aligned with our shareholders. We have great partners through our financing package with Franco-Nevada, La Mancha, and Eldorado. So all the ingredients for a successful development company. So GMIN Ventures was created only 2 years ago, but we've been in the space building mines for third parties over the last 15 years, having built 3 major gold mines, Essakane, Marion for Newmont, and Fruta del Norte for Lundin Gold. So we're looking to do the same for GMIN Ventures with a view of building mines hopefully every 3 years. So as I said, we acquired Tocantinzinho in September of 21, and we've been tracking very fastly to get to where we are today, going through an update of our feasibility study that was published in February, doing our project financing in July, and making an official construction decision in September. So we've been tracking very fast when you look at this time frame with a view of getting this mine built and generating positive cash flow in the second half of 24. We updated the feasibility study in February, which shows a very robust project. It's an open pit project, conventional flow sheet with a view of processing 12,600 tons per day. Our CapEx was evaluated at $458 million, so very recent study, and as you'll see, we've been making lots of expenditures on the project and tracking really well. So in terms of our economics, we're showing $622 million NPV at $1,600 gold, and providing lots of upside with gold price and resource expansion as well. So for us, Brazil makes a lot of sense. This project is located in the state of Pará, which is a very important mining state in Brazil. They have very favorable incentives to attract investment in mining. And this is a project that has lots of similarities to the ones we've done previously in South America, like Marion in Suriname, high rainfall, remote environment. As part of this project, we're constructing a transmission line to connect into the national grid. So this will give us a nice source of renewable power at a very good rate. So this is a project that doesn't have any artisanal miners on our footprint, no indigenous communities around us, so very limited impact with this project. So through our financing package that was completed in July, we have some world-known institutions behind us, with Franco-Nevada providing a stream and debt financing, La Mancha, Eldorado, and Franco participating in the equity placement that we did, and Caterpillar Financing providing us with an equipment finance facility for $40 million. Overall, this is providing us with a $43 million cash buffer as part of our financing package. So in terms of project update, these are the results from our feasibility study in February. So we have a very low strip ratio of 3.4 life of mine, a very interesting grade for an open pit at 1.31. And so this will give us about 175,000 ounces of annual production for 10 and a half years. For every $100 in gold price, we have about 100 million NPV increase. So obviously, we're going through the detail engineering now. That's been progressing very very well. We're at 37%, which has allowed us to make a lot of the procurement we've needed to do on the project. And essentially, we're 148 million committed into the project as we speak, with most of our major packages being complete. So all the process plant has been procured, the mining equipment, balance of plant, and we've purchased the materials and cable for our transmission line. So all those big packages have been awarded already. And we're tracking very well against our feasibility study budget. We received the first pieces of our mining fleet on site. We're in the final stages of commissioning this equipment. So this will be put to work in November in our starter pit, starting our pre-production activities. A lot of the mining equipment will be delivering material to build our tailings facility, which we'll do at a much lower cost than using contractors. So since making the construction decision in September, we were quick to mobilize and get things going. Currently, we're in the process of building our permanent camp facility. Right now, we're working out of our exploration camp that has about 370 beds. So as we get towards the end of this year, we'll have the ability to have 1,200 beds on site to ramp up to the big construction phase that'll start next year. So as we, go into the mining phase, we're doing lots of training, hiring of people. We have about 427 people employed by the project at this point, and hiring from our local communities is a very important target for us. We have about 52% of the employees coming from our nearby communities, and so being able to achieve at least 40% is our objective going forward. So we started opening up the pit area with contractor equipment, getting the benches set up to bring in our mining fleet. So that's progressing well. Over the construction period, we'll do mining in the pit, generating at least 2.4 million tons of ore on stockpile before the plant is ready to receive ore. So this site is in the state of Pará. We're about 108 kilometers off the main highway, and so we are responsible for maintaining that segment of road, and we've done lots of upgrades to that road in the last several months, correcting gradients, fixing the road up, building some bridges, so facilitating all our movements of employees and materials and equipment into site. Safety is always very important for us. We're implementing a very good safety culture, and so far we've had no LTIs to date, and is how we want to keep things going through the construction period. So our target, as we're now progressing through construction, is to get into the commissioning phase towards the second quarter of 24 and being in full commercial production by the second half of 24. So all this is tracking really well at this stage, and we're about to start construction of the transmission line in the last quarter of this year as well. So for us, ESG, one of the big aspects was getting this transmission line as part of our project, connecting into the grid, which will provide us with a really low carbon footprint. And so with the low strip ratio and good grade that we have, we feel we'll be in the bottom curve here in terms of tons of CO2 per recovered ounce. Water is obviously in abundance where we are. We'll be able to recirculate water within our tailings facility, not requiring water from the environment. I'd say for us, one of the big aspects in terms of ESG is really the social component. This is an impoverished area of Brazil, so contributing to education programs, healthcare, those are areas that are dear to our strategy and are very appreciative from the communities that are around our project. Just quickly on exploration, we're starting with a 2 million ounce reserve on a property that was largely unexplored over the years that was held by Eldorado. So we expect to find additional mineralization on this project. So we've done some drilling so far this year, mostly concentrated in the pit area. So this is highlighting some of the nature of this ore body, which is a large granite intrusion a very wide ore body, about 200 meters wide. And this is reported in true width as well. So, and what we show within this large interval is some very high-grade intercepts as well. So a nice high-grade sections that continue from section to section through the deposit. So as we start looking now at our land package, we feel that that'll be the next phase of our exploration efforts, starting to look at the land package and some of the untapped potential of this property. So we're currently looking at an area that's within the Tocantinzinho trend, about 2.5 kilometers southeast of the pit. So we'll be doing some drilling in this area in the last quarter of this year, going into next year, with a view of looking for the next deposit. So this is our land package. It's 966 square kilometers, so very extensive. You clearly see through the soil geochem the major trend here in Tocantinzinho. So that'll be a very interesting trend for us to explore. And we see parallel trend on our property to 12 kilometers to the west on a target that we're referring to as Deja Vu. So we'll be doing some soil geochem there this year to set up some targets for next year. So really, we're right at the inflection point where we see value creation, getting through the construction phase, getting into commercial production is where we see a nice re-rate about to occur as we deliver on the construction phase. We feel that we rank really well and are worthy of a re-rate when we compare to our peers that are developing projects, and obviously with a view of getting into the developer space that automatically has, typically higher PNAV multiples. So among our peers, when you look at the quality of this deposit, that's not held within the portfolio of a major, there's very few projects out there that qualify as being meaningful. So we see ourselves, Sabina, Artemis, only a select few companies that meet all these criteria. So we have a very concentrated shareholder group, with La Mancha being at 25% through our last equity financing. El Dorado almost maintaining pro rata, just under 19%. Franco at 10, management and board at 8. Most of all these parties are locked up for the next 2 years, so not a lot of shares coming to market as we go through this development phase. So at an enterprise value of 80 million, 2 million ounces, fully de-risked, fully financed, we think this is a great investment for any gold fund. So as I said, we've been doing, as we expect, progressing very rapidly towards creating value with this project and this company, and looking to make this a platform to be the next intermediate producer, and looking for future projects to pull into our company as well.
Thank you. A quick question, Louis. You're experienced mine builders. We're in an inflationary environment. What are you most keeping your eye on to sort of keep costs under control? Well, I mean, it starts by factoring it in properly, so not fooling yourselves. And, so far that's what we've been able to do. I think, labor costs are something that will be going up. But being in Brazil, I find we have access to labor, typically at more affordable rates than you would see in North America, for example. You're getting a good advantage from the real-dollar exchange rate? Yeah, absolutely. I think that's, one factor that kind of plays in our favor at the moment. The real, we did a lot of our budgeting at 5.2, and, we're a bit advantaged at the moment in terms of exchange rate. Okay. Thank you very much, and good luck with the rest of the build. Thanks.